We're in the Firebug, Leicester, and I'm with
We're the Killing Floor.
the Killing Floor.
Yeah. Marco Argiro.
And I'm Mark Alberici.
So some interesting names there. So just tell me your background.
Yeah, well, I'm an Italian-American living in New York City.
And I am also of Italian descent, but born in London, and I live in Nashville.
Nashville, excellent. So how did you guys get together? So New York, Nashville.
It can be a bit challenging, but we use it to our advantage.
Right.
And when we get together, it's all high output, and we make it count.
We met in New York. We were.
Oh, how did we meet? Sorry.
Well, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
We met in New York. Marco was in a previous band, and me and my brother, who's actually stringing his guitar right now, he was in another band, and we crossed paths. We were using the same producer, and I blew up my Marshall, and Marco kindly lent me his.
Came to the rescue,
And
as
that's
you
kind
do.
of how we first met, and then we decided to join forces and make our own band.
I was over in the UK just after that, like maybe a few months after that, and they were like, "Come down to the studio and let's try some tracks together." And we finally, after some email correspondence, the first seeds were planted for the Killing Floor. And so we knew it was something we wanted to focus on once they sent me some mixes back to New York after I got home after the tour, and I was like, yeah, this is something I should focus on.
Yeah.
So are you all over here now permanently, or
We're back and forth. We're all over the place. We're geographically challenged, as we say.
We just got back from a tour of the West Coast in America.
Right.
We played the Warped Tour in Vegas and did a couple of shows in Silver Lake and LA.
Los Angeles stuff.
So that we were here before that, and then we come back again. So we did play Leicester once before, I think, the Shed.
Yeah.
So this is our second time in Leicester.
Kind of go between North America, like we've been hitting up the UK now for many years, and branching off in other areas in Europe. Obviously, based on where we're getting radio play, we try to go there as well and capitalize on what's going on. So I think next for us is to hit Germany and Italy.
Right. Okay. So how is the radio play going?
It's good, yeah. The single Corruption Capital has been getting quite a few spins here and there, and so yeah.
Speaking of Germany, that's the reason we want to go there, because it's started to pick up a little bit over there now.
Right.
Yeah, so
We're getting on some good stations. So.
It's good.
I can't remember the names of them, but
No, I don't think I can help you with that one.
Yeah. You don't have the list in front of you?
No, I've not got a list. I anticipate one.
Yeah.
So what material have you got out there then, at the moment?
Well, we put out our debut record a few years ago, and then after that we just focused on touring, and we put out a string of EPs and singles, and now we're gearing up to put out the second record. That dreaded second album.
Yeah.
That was more. It's only a dread because it's taken so long to get out. But we left our last record label, took some time, just focused on our craft and touring, and came back strong. Recorded in some places, but weren't really happy with the outcome. So we started again. Ended up working with a Welsh producer named Jez Walton down in Brighton, over here, and that was where the majority of the tracks were done. And so that's what we're now. It's mixed. It's ready to go. We're just we're helping to raise funds for the marketing and the packaging and everything through Pledge Music.
Yeah.
So we have a Pledge Music / the Killing Floor. To go to pledgemusic.com.
Yeah.
Projects.
Projects.
I'm sure there'll be a little something that will fly underneath us that will say the web address or something, or you'll be easy to find.
Yeah. So your last album then,
Mm.
what was that called?
So it was self-titled.
Oh, self-titled. Right, okay.
Yeah, so just the Killing Floor.
And how was that received?
Very well. It did well in America, and over here a bit, but the label dissolved, and to be honest, it's one of those cliche situations where it didn't get. It could have done a lot, and we just didn't have the marketing support that what was promised. And
we got a lot of radio from that record, and things was going well, and then they pulled the plug.
Right.
Well, they pulled the plug. They ran out of money.
they basically pulled the plug on themselves, and
They spent all the money on like their new offices and all these. Like, they got loads of investment, spent it on like stupid stuff on their for themselves. You know, they would get budgets for videos, and then just go and buy stuff for their studios.
It wasn't really money well spent, so it took some time to come back from that. But now we're fully independent again and releasing our own records, and for the time being, until we find somebody that can do it better than we can, we're. This
run has been the Tongue Tied EP, which we're pushing at the moment, which is kind of a pre-release for the album. And
Ricky Music. I play drums for the Killing Floor.
Excellent.
I'm 27 years old, and I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, but I live currently in Nashville, Tennessee. And been with these guys a good year,
Yeah.
Right.
and more years to come, more grey to come.
I've gone through the grey phase. That's a long time ago. I'm
yeah.
thankful for some of that.
I was thinking of all the different ways we probably could have done that entrance better. Like as he comes to the door, and we're sitting here like, McConaughey?
Come on in, McConaughey.
You really like to take things up a notch.
So,
Well, welcome.
are you a four-piece?
We are, yeah.
So, Marco's brother is the one missing.
So Mark's brother, Oliver.
Mark's brother.
Yeah, and he's out there stringing his guitar. I'm sure he'll pop in a moment and sit right on your lap. And,
Oh, well,
Interrupt us.
Yeah. No, I'm just joking. But it's Oliver on rhythm guitar, Ricky's on drums, Mark's on lead guitar, and I play bass guitar and sing lead.
right.
Yeah.
What part? You said what part of states you were from?
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, but I live in Nashville, Tennessee now.
Right. So, what's the music scene like at Nashville at the moment? Is it still?
Oh, it's booming. It's all country. Well, I mean, there's like a big, I don't know, 80s, 70s, 80s rock thing going on. And then a lot of country, modern country and stuff. It's like kind of saturated at the moment in a way, but really it's booming. Like more bars are being built, more venues, and talent just keeps showing up every day. So the angles and the chances of putting something together or having people that are really good to play are dime a dozen. So the magic is there. I feel like right now, the way that it feels to me is that this is the time there that it's going to be written in the history books. Like, because back in the 50s it was, and then the 70s had its pop, and then it's kind of fell. Nashville did through the 80s and 90s to like a really bad area. And then since about 95 and up is when it's been changing. And now in the 2000s, buildings are getting taller, more, like I said, more stages are coming, more bars, and tourists all day, every day. It's beautiful.
Right. And I think the Dead Daisies recorded their latest album in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
I
So,
wouldn't. I
I think they made a beeline to have it done there. There's good producers at that
No,
neck
I
of the
didn't know
woods.
that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I mean,
Music.
there's always been good music there, and country music, obviously. But I feel like the more and more I go through Nashville, I'm finding there's a lot more alternative, and there's punk rock even in there. You just have to
Right.
find it. It's not downtown, it's in different dives here and there. But there's a scene brewing.
Right.
It's pretty cool. People are touring through. A lot more artists are touring through there.
So, what kind of sound do you chaps put out then?
A little bit of punk rock, a little bit of alternative rock, some straightforward classic rock, just rock and roll.
And if anybody wants to find all about
Yeah, you
Kenny
can
Floor,
tkfmusic.com, and that's where you can find all the socials, Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all that fun stuff.
and is your music available to stream as well?
Yeah, you can stream it. We're on SoundCloud and it's up on iTunes and Apple Music, Google Play, all the ones. And the EP, the tongue-tied EP, is
Yeah,
up on
and
iTunes.
can they buy your music off your site as well?
Yeah, exactly. We'll be redirecting back to our online store, but iTunes currently is the main store that we're pushing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And what can we expect tonight here
Uh,
from you guys?
Pretty rock and roll set. We seem really low energy right now, but we've also just been sitting in a Sprinter van for the last few hours. But maybe Ricky will share some of his Coca-Cola
Hey,
beverage.
can we get
since
some
we're doing
advertising,
product
some
placement
sponsorship
for,
on here?
for
Yeah.
Ricky and his insatiable soda fix.
And actually, I'll have to apologise because I don't know if your head's cut off this bit.
Probably is.
We might come back and we're talking to a headless figure, a headless drummer.
Oh yeah, that looks really good.
I'm here now.
That's a good look.
It's nice.
It's kind of like the Burt Reynolds.
Well,
Only hairier.
Well, I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah?
It's the first of 5 or 6 shows with the Dirty Thrills.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's going to be fun. We'll see what
Have you got anything lined up for next year? Back over this side of the
We're
pond.
talking about, we're wrapping up the rest of the year. We're probably going to do a couple more dates in the States after this tour, and then next year definitely want to hit the road again. So not exactly, but I know the record Anti-Social Media will be out early in the new year, which is the full length that we're
Right,
talking about.
the one on the pledge.
The one with the pledge music.
And that'll probably be, we'll probably do stateside for the first few months of the year.
Yeah.
and then obviously come back here again.
Yeah, come back to Europe and
Follow up.
Great.
that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
excited about it.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thanks for having
Appreciate
us.
it.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks for the dramatic entrance.
Oh, thank you.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Cheers.